Scoop is the leading source for all things entertainment.
You're kidding, right?
This is the ultimate access to pop culture's biggest stars, movies, and TV shows.
Did you hear that?
It's your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news from the glamorous walls of showbiz. This is Scoop.
Scoop, where receipts reign, conversations unfold, and every story comes with context. This time, it's a rising star setting boundaries before fame even found her, a love story shaped by subtle signals rather than grand gestures, and a superstar putting serious money behind the next generation. Let's get into it.
Let's get this party started. This is the ultimate news source for music. This is urban culture. This is Scoop.
Era Star is rewriting the teenage love narrative, and she's doing it with intention. The singer revealed that she chose not to date in high school, not because she couldn't, but because she didn't want a situation where someone could later claim to be her ex. On the surface, it sounds playful, but underneath it is a very self-aware decision, especially for someone who would later step into fame at a young age. It speaks to something deeper, protecting your narrative before the world starts paying attention. In a time where past relationships can easily resurface and become public conversation, Era's choice reflects foresight, control, and a clear sense of self early on.
Hi fashion lovers, welcome to another episode of Style Gloss. I am your host, Tayo, the fashion police, aka Ninja Barbie. And on today's episode, we are going to be talking about bags and their functions. Yes, we have type of bags and they have their function. So you want to get into this space right now and let's talk about bags and their function. The first set of bag we're going to be talking about today is Fally Pack. Now, Fally Pack is also known as belt bag. It's the bag that you can wear around your waist or you can wear it around your shoulder. It's a very amazing bag. It's, the functions, I would say it's nice for streetwear, running errand. You can also wear to the airport. I mean, to just keep your valuables and to make sure they are intact. And I love the fact because it's shoulder free, it's hand free. You don't like, your hands are free, but you have a bag. That is why I love Fally Pack, also known as belt bag. Another type of bag we have is evening bags. Now, when it comes to evening bags, we have two types of bags. We have the mini bags and we have the clutch. The mini bags are the normal fancy bags, very small with those structures. And we have the clutch, which are also very classy, very sophisticated. They fit this our Owambe, Yoruba style, all these Owambe weddings. Clutch are always nice for that. But when we talk about mini bags, they are well very structured. I feel like they go for special events, dinners, they just give you that very subtle, classy feel. I see people taking big bags to dinners. No, it's wrong. Don't do that. I see some people taking their big bags, their tote bags to some kind of event, and I'm like, no, you don't do that. When you're going for a dinner, please, is it that you use your clutch or a mini bag? For a date, I would prefer a mini bag, and for parties, I would prefer a clutch. Thank you. So in case I see one of my family outside and you're on a date, I'm seeing with a tote bag, you'll be arrested. You know what I'm saying? Now, we have another type of bag, which is tote bag. Yes, tote bag are very classy, very big. Literally, tote bag can take different type of bags in it. And we have some tote bags that are structured. Some are, really not structured. It's when you put things inside that you get to see the structure. But some already come with a very nice structure. Some in a box, some in rectangle. Some have this kind of oval shape. But your tote bag are big and they are good for office. Yes, you can also use it for an errand, not bad. You can take it to the beach, it's allowed for the beach. Those, the ones that are allowed to the beach are really not the very structured ones, but if that's the one you have, no problem. You can also take your tote bag to the beach, they are allowed. So your tote bag are for the office, the beach, to the airport, and maybe sometimes when you're running some kind of errands that that you need your big bag for, they are good to go. Now, let's talk about flap bags. Flap bags are definitely classy and elegant at the same time. I feel like flap bags are the bags that are good to go anywhere. Yes, even though you're not supposed to take them everywhere, I mean, let them rest, but I feel like they're good to go everywhere. So if you don't have a mini bag, you're going on a date, I mean, flap bag is if your flap bag is not really the medium size, it's a small one, I think it's good you're good to go. Yeah, you're fine. But if your flap bag is big, I would advise that don't take it on your dates. But I know they are classy and elegant. You can also use your flap bag to the office, but now that intends that you're going to the office, you and I know your laptop would not definitely enter your flap bag, which means now you need a laptop bag or a briefcase. So why would you want to take it to the office? In case you have a briefcase and or a laptop bag, you are good to go to the office with your flap bag. But then your flap bag are majorly for, you know, your hangouts, your sophisticated outings, that event. Those are the structure for your flap bags. You know, it's medium. It's not really so big, but it can take some things that you need at that moment. Yeah, that's what your flap bag is meant for. So do not forget, your flap bags are for hangouts, probably to the office if you want. Your flap bags are also for dates if you do not have a mini bag and a clutch. It's allowed. But why wouldn't you have an evening bag as a lady? If you don't have, go get one. We have obo bags. Obo bags come in different sizes. We have the big, we have the medium, and we have the small. But believe me, the small ones are the cute ones, because tell me why they look so elegant. But please, they are not allowed to the office, except you work in a very casual environment. Then you can take it to the office, because imagine looking very smart, looking very elegant, then you have this structure of bag. I don't think it works for the office, even despite the big word. I just think it's more for, you know, everyday living, like going out with friends, just like, I mean, but flap is allowed to go to the office, but obo is just like everyday bag, but not really allowed in the office. And it's all about either you hold it in your hands or you wear it over your shoulders. But the mini ones are definitely for the hands, because they're so cute. There's no way you can put that in your shoulders. The medium and the big one are definitely for your shoulder, but medium and the small one are definitely cute, and you just have to hold them in your hand like the mini bags. I mean, this obo mini bag would definitely pass as a mini bag for me for evening dates. Yes, it will go, because it's cute. I love the structure. I love the idea of it. I love the shape. So we've come to the end of today's episode. I still remain your girl, Tayo, the fashion police, aka Ninja Barbie. You definitely want to catch me on the next episode. Love you guys.
Fresh off the streets and onto your screen, we define.
Oh my God! Wow!
We know what's poppin' right now. Scoop brings you the style and celeb-obsessed inside looks that you crave. The vibe, the drip, the bands, and all the clapbacks. It's your daily dose of urban culture. This is Scoop.
Now, this is a love story built on timing and emotional intelligence. Banky W revealed that Adeswa didn't directly propose or make a bold declaration. Instead, she dropped a subtle but intentional signal. She started playfully referring to him as her husband. That moment wasn't random. It communicated readiness, clarity, and direction without pressure. For Banky, that was the reassurance he needed. It shifts the narrative from who made the first move to something more layered. How communication in relationships isn't always loud. Sometimes it's strategic, soft, and perfectly timed. And in a culture that often expects men to lead every step, this moment highlights the power of feminine clarity without overstepping.
Who's ready to save the future?
Hi guys, you're welcome to another exciting episode of the Movie Review Show. My name is Omobolawa Olawore and I will be your anchor on today's show. Today we're going to be reviewing the movie Good Luck, Have Fun, and Don't Die. Our story follows Alex, a young, ordinary man who is pulled into this weird-ass game where he has to complete this level of tasks or face elimination. Visually, the story follows and leans into the gaming energy that it says it is, because the more we dive more into the story, the more we dive more into like the game visuals. In the beginning, we were like typical person, was the ordinary person, but the way the story progresses, we see Alex become more and more of a game character. I mean, like an animation type of view, and it's very confusing in some parts because you don't know why they are switching back and forth, but I get it in some way to tell the story, yeah. And you know, they have like neo lighting just to like like you're watching a game, basically. It feels like you're watching a game. But in the beginning, it was a typical movie with like typical actors. And the more we leaned in, we saw Alex become more and more of a game. So as the story progresses, we blur the line between reality and the game, and which I guess is the essence of the real story in some way, because the story and the game are one. But it becomes a little confusing in the end. But really good work, really good work, because it has a kind of like, you know, if you saw Tenet or Ready Player One, you would understand what I'm saying, where they kind of just play in between and stay somewhere in between that type of like world. But if you like that kind of thing, you would love it. And when it comes to like standout characters and standout scenes, we have to give it up for our standout character, Alex, because in the beginning, as I said, ordinary guy just going about his life, just doing his own normal thing, and then you get thrown into this game that you have to play and you have to survive, and if you don't survive, you die. Not only do you die in the game, you die in real life. And I would like to like buttress my point by saying that this is an ordinary guy, just, you know, typical ordinary guy, just living his life, and all of a sudden you have to like be a hero. He was a lot, but I felt like we had to go through his point of view, and he was really interesting. The way he overcame the tag, the way he really stood up and became the hero was really beautiful. And when it comes to that scene, the first scene where we saw Alex tossed into that game was like very crazy. Imagine you are just existing as a person and you're just tossed into a game. The sensory overload, the confusion, overstimulation, and everything just going on all at once, which is like a very perfect way to describe this movie, because you as a viewer, you are thrown into like a sort of like, what is going on? What are we doing here? Like, what is this? Is this what it looks like? Or is this another thing? Or is the director trying to tell me another thing? It's just you're just perpetually trying to figure it out. And that first scene where Alex gets tossed into the game really captures that, because he was just disoriented, you know, confused, just trying to figure himself out, and it was a perfect introduction into what we are getting into. Like, if you're watching this movie, I want you to pay a close attention to all the emotions that Alex experiences in that very first scene that he's thrown into the game, because it really captures what this movie will do to you.
Hey! This isn't a robbery! I am from the future! And all of this goes horribly wrong.
Pros and cons. Pros, I like the story. I like this kind of stories actually. You've seen Ready Player One. What other movie did they do, like the animation and the real life type of thing? Love and Robots. You would enjoy it because it's providing you something different. It's a different experience than what you would typically see. So it's really good, and the visuals are very stimulating, and especially if you're into gaming world, if you play a lot of Sims and PS1, PS5, you would like this kind of thing because it would feel sort of familiar to you. But at the same time, if you're not a gaming type, you won't like it, which brings us to the cons. It feels like they focused a lot on the visuals and not like the content of the movie. Like the emotional development of the character didn't really land. The character development and the supporting cast, they just stood back. If you play a lot of games, you will know the way the non-participating characters are in games. That was the way these people, the supporting cast of the movie, were they weren't given enough substance in what I would say. Like there was a team game in the movie. It didn't really stick. It was just like Alex just doing the entire thing, and then those people were just at the back, like, oh, the supporting non-participating character. I felt like the supporting cast could have been given more to do, and it would have made the movie more awesome, and the character development and the emotional arc could have been given more leeway to grow. But still, yes, it's a very enjoyable movie and you will love it. Like, I love it. I love the visuals. I love the scores. I love the way the story is told. I feel like so many movies these days are just the same old rom-com, sci-fi, da. This is in a whole spectrum of its own. So I really liked it.
And I'm here to set it right.
I think you should definitely see this movie. This is a really good movie. It's different, it's fun, it's adventurous. I loved it, and I think you will too.
Are any of you even listening to me?
You look homeless, bro. I come from a nightmare apocalypse.
This isn't just charity, it's infrastructure. Through her music foundation, Tiwa Savage has awarded scholarships worth $2.1 million to 18 students, making a direct investment in education and opportunity. This move expands her influence beyond music and into long-term impact, positioning her as someone actively creating access for others. In an industry often driven by visibility, this is about legacy, building something that continues to work long after the spotlight shifts. And that's how it's rolling on Scoop. From intentional choices to quiet signals and real impact, every story hits differently when you look beneath the surface.